Kings and queens. Yes sir, 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 yes sir. Oh man, oh man. I've been happy all day, people. I've been happy all day. I have been happy all day. And it ain't because of this little piece of crap check right here. I don't know why I just had to mention that. But I've been happy all day. All day. All day, all day, all day. It's a good Friday. About to get home. About to give me some in and out. Go home. Drink. And drank. And ate and drank. Oh, man. It's a good day. It's just a good day. McCoy is here to stay. Let's go, nigga. I don't know why. I mean, I knew that was going to happen. But, you know, it just... It like, okay, here's the thing. I knew that there was a small chance that it could happen, that McCoy could be gone, because we've been trying to get rid of McCoy forever. They've been trying to get rid of McCoy forever, man. And when I say they, I mean certain Buck fans. But man, it just feels so good, man. It just feels so good. Oh shoot! Matter of fact, hold on. I forgot. No, never mind. It's not playing through there, so I should be fine. It's just like this. I said this before. I feel like I've been building this team. And it's like the only thing that we're missing is a damn, like, the coach. Like, yo, like, we have to be better as a coaching staff. Like, that's what we've been missing. We have to be better as a coaching staff. Getting Bruce Arians was like, okay, this was a situation where it was like, players madly respect this guy. The coaches madly respect this guy. What he did to the Arizona Cardinals is on paper. It's in the books. You know what I'm saying? What he did to the Cardinals, it was there. He turned it around and he did that. That was all him. And it's like everywhere he went, the Colts, he did that with the Colts. Did that with the Cardinals. Like, it was him. When he was with the Steelers, Roethlisberger had his best years. Like, we're not just talking about the quarterbacks. We're just talking about everything he's touched turned to gold, basically. So it was like, okay, that's good. It's a good feeling. We got a coach. But then it was like, we're at a point, this is why I was afraid to let go of Cutter. This is why I seen problems with Cutter especially his last year. But it was like, even though I really wanted to get rid of Cutter because of what he did with Jameis, I was still willing to stay with Cutter because of the fact of this, like, the pieces that we've gotten. If we keep Cutter, then most likely we're not going to let go of the GM, Jason Light. And if we don't let go of GM, Jason Light, most likely we're going to keep the players that he's been drafting, and that we're going to stay on this path that we've been going with these players and with Jason Light. We're going to stay on that path. And I wanted to stay on this path because I really feel like we've been having bad luck with injury. I know, with the youngsters and the rookies and even veterans. You know, we've been having bad luck with injuries. But besides the injuries, I've been like, okay, Justin Evans, I like that pick. Carlton Davis, I love that pick. MJ Stewart, I like that pick. This pick, that pick, I like that. Okay, I like what we're doing here. I like what we're doing there. I like how we're building the team. I love it. Vita Vea. Even when we did Vita Vea, and I didn't even expect, like, that's how I know Jason Light is great. Because I didn't even look at Vita Vea. And I did look at Vita Vea, but I didn't even think we would get Vita Vea because we have never been that type of team where it's like, we got a player here, let's spend the first rounder on that player. You know what I'm saying? Because we already have a player there that we just spent, or not just spend, but we already have a player in that position. We did it with OJ Howard. We did it with Vita Vea. Awesome, awesome pickups. So, long story short, man, I've been loving the way Jason Light has been creating this team. We've needed to get better as far as free agency signings. Deshaun Jackson was a great free agent signing. Unfortunately, he wasn't good for the locker room. What's his name? Chris Baker, I thought was a good signing. Wasn't good for the locker room, and he wasn't good on the field. Those signings, I've said this before, even with Vinny Curry. I said, when we signed Vinny Curry and JPP, a lot of people were like, oh, this and this and that. Like, oh, yeah, we've heard this before. You've gotten George Johnson, and you're like, oh, George Johnson, finally, we're going to get Gerald McCoy some help. And I said, I understand why people would think that when we got JPP and Vinny Curry, but there's one difference here. The difference is it's not just one side. We're not saying here Gerald McCoy, here's a defensive end. We're saying there's two things. We're saying here, Gerald McCoy, here's a defensive end help on this side, and here's a defensive end help on this side. Not only that, but this was the first time, because I said this was the first time that we got JPP, which was someone that was already proven. Before that, we've gotten George Johnson. I'm not even going to sit here and name all the people because I can't even remember. It's been so many. But Vinny Curry was another guy, just like George Johnson. Vinny Curry was another guy like Robert Ayers. Another guy where it's like, okay, now we're going to put this guy looks like he's going to break out. Looks like next year is going to be that year for him to break out. And we're going to put him next to Gerald McCoy. Nothing better. Obviously, Aaron Donald, Geno Atkins, whatever. So, awesome. If it was just Vinny Curry, I would have pumped the brakes. I would have said, okay, this is another, he should be breaking out. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to give him the money. But this wasn't the case because, one, it was two of them. One on one side, one on the other side. And number two, one of them was already proven. We already knew JPP could get 10 sacks. This wasn't this is going to be his breakout year and he could possibly be that 10 sack guy for us. No, this was, we already know by himself he can go get those 10 sacks. That's what was different. And then on top of that, we went and we picked up Carl Nassib, which was huge. I never get tired of being right. I never get tired. Let me see. Amazement, yo, RTP, I see you roasting motherfuckers on Twitter. Laugh out loud craziness. Facts. This is what I've been happy all day, and I've been roasting niggas on Twitter all day. That's what I've been doing all day today. Like, I've been happy all day, and I've been getting at niggas on Twitter all day. And the reason why is because everything that I've been saying, Donovan Smith, true. I was right. They were wrong. All these podcasters, all these beat reporters, I've been right and they've been wrong. Period. All these little YouTubers, all you little YouTubers out here on YouTube land that talks about the Bucks, I've been right. Y'all been wrong. Talking about Donovan Smith, what I say? He ain't going nowhere. Trust me. Donovan Smith doesn't go nowhere. Gerald McCoy, he ain't going nowhere. Trust me. Gerald McCoy's not going nowhere. All these things I've been saying, I've been right about. Oh, Gerald McCoy, this and this and that. I said, do you know that JPP, think about this, guys. I see there's two viewers. I know one of them is Amazement. Think about this. I said JPP is the worst person on our starting D-line. And people laughed at me and said, you're crazy. I said JPP was the worst defensive line, our worst starting defensive lineman. Think about that. I said JPP, a 10-plus sack guy for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that we ain't had that since Simeon Rice. At the end of the season, was the worst defensive lineman for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How could RTP say that? for a lot of reasons. One, if you want to grade overall, JPP was our worst run defender. JPP, by far. I shouldn't have exited here. I should have exited on the other exit. I forgot where I was going. Shit. Now I got to go back. Oh, well, I'm talking to you guys, so it don't matter. JPP was our worst run defender. Defensive end or defensive tackle. Okay, that's one. Number two. Sorry, guys. I don't know why. Anyways, when Vita Vea came on, JPP was the worst defensive lineman. You have JPP was the worst defensive lineman against the once Vita Vea came on, nobody was hotter than Vita Vea. When Vita Vea started coming on, nobody was hotter than Vita Vea. So that was basically our best defensive lineman was Vita Vea when he came on. Our most disruptive defensive lineman. Carl Nassib, since we got Carl Nassib has been doing as much as JPP. And at the end of the season, when Vita Vea was coming on, Carl Nassib was our only defensive causing problems. JPP started slowing down a little bit. Then you get to Gerald McCoy, rated out the best defensive player on our team with PFF. Not only did he grade it out as the best defensive player on our team, Gerald McCoy had more quarterback hits than JPP did the whole year. JPP, I'm not saying this to talk crap about JPP. I love JPP. I'm saying this to show you how good our D-line is. That JPP was our worst defensive lineman. And I had Buck fans, you're crazy. You're crazy. Well, am I really crazy? What? And I told people, look, Gerald McCoy's not going nowhere, bro. There's no way. If Todd Bowles and Bruce Arians are these guys that people say they are, if Todd Bowles is that defensive genius that people say he is, they can transform a defense and da-da-da-da. If he knows defense like that, and Bruce Arians is that good of a talent, looking at talent, there's no way they're gonna look at Gerald McCoy. Why do I keep seeing like little white flakes like if it's snowing? There's no way they're gonna look at Gerald McCoy and say we don't need him or we can't use him on this. It's just not possible. It's not possible. Not only that, people keep talking about his contract. Why are people talking about? We are not paying that man that much. This man has 6 people he has 6 people that are getting paid more than him. And 3 of those people barely get 3 sacks. One of them had 1 sack last year. Like, we are paying, this guy's like the 7th highest paid defensive tackle. And 3 of them, he gets more production than 3 of them. Why are we worried about his contract? The guy is getting paid good amount of money. It's high, but it's good for where he's at. For the production we're getting from McCoy, we have a great contract with McCoy. If you look at the production he gives us year after year, man, you're crazy. And you see all the other defensive tackles that are getting paid more than him, the productions that they put out year after year, you're crazy, bro. You're crazy. Leave Gerald McCoy's contract alone. Now, I wouldn't be mad if he reconstructed his contract. That's better for us. Shit, I don't care. What I'm saying is there's really no reason to. Like, there's no, he has to do this if he wants to stay. I don't know where that came from. If he wants to stay with Tampa, he has to reconstruct his contract. Get it. You don't know what you're talking about, bro. You don't know what you're talking about. Plain and simple. Anyways, so next up is Quan. Next up is paying Quan Alexander. And here's my thing with Quan Alexander. People talking about if someone's willing to pay Quan more than 10 million, Quan Alexander's out of here. Because we're not going to pay him 10 million. Oh, we'll pay him 10 million. If Quan wants 10 million, we're going to pay Quan 10 million. I believe we will say, okay, you said you want 10 million. Here's 10 million. And another team could say, well, we'll give you 11 or 12 million. Quan is going to say, nah, I asked for 10 million. Bucks are going to pay me 10 million. I'm staying with the Bucks. I truly believe that is what happened. Quan is not going to go there and try to get the biggest deal. He wants to be with the Bucks, but he wants to get paid what he's owed, which is 10 million, okay? If the Bucks pay him 10 million, because I think there is a chance that we pay him less than 10 million and he stays with us on like a 1-year deal, and then we give him his money. There's a chance that we do that. But if the Bucks give him the 10 million, I'm going to tell you why we gave him the 10 million. Because if you take the first 3 years of Bobby Wagner and the first 3 years of Quan Alexander has more tackle for losses. Quan Alexander has more interceptions. And Bobby Wagner played one more game than Quan Alexander. In the 3 years, Bobby Wagner has one more game than Quan Alexander. Quan Alexander has more tackle for losses and more interceptions. And Bobby Wagner got that contract, right? And that was a couple years ago, right? So if Bobby Wagner got that contract, and that was a couple years ago, that same contract should be higher now. So in reality, Quan has every right to ask for more than 10 mil, okay? Now, obviously, him being injured, you know what I'm saying? That gives us a little bit of leverage, which is why I still think we pay him the 10 mil, because to be honest with you, Quan Alexander could be asking for more. The only thing is we got leverage because of the injury now. So we got leverage. So he really can't ask for more than 10 million. Now, today Quan tweeted out, I always bet on myself. I always bet on myself. What does that tell you? When a player says that they're betting on themselves, what does that mean? They're usually taking a 1-year deal and they're betting on themselves. So most likely we're going to sign Quan Alexander. So that's going to be another thing that these reporters were wrong about. These reporters, these podcasters, all these people, that's another thing that they're going to be wrong about. So me going on there, I had to set a couple of these people straight. I just had to, man. I had to set a couple of these people straight because they don't know what they're talking about when it comes to my Bucks, man. They don't know what they're talking about. And again, I don't understand why someone like me who predicts year after year after year after year, I tell you what we're going to do and we do it. Again, minus the record, our winning record, or our losing record, however you want to say it, minus the end of the season record, because I can't predict injuries. I tell you what we're going to do year after year after year, and you guys still don't listen to me, and we do that. I tell you who we're going to look for in free agency. I tell you who we're looking for in the draft, or what we're going to do in the draft. And people still, and I'm still only getting like 100 views. I don't understand why my shit is not out there like the Bucks guru. Like, nigga, like, I tell you what the Bucks are going to do, and we do it. Stop listening to these reporters. I explained it on Twitter. These reporters all the same. They all report on what they hear and what they want to happen. They find out, well, it is possible for Gerald McCoy to be cut. Like I said, it's possible for us to cut him. Like, it's not like if we was to cut Gerald McCoy, I would be like, I never saw that coming. Like, no, it's possible that they say, you know what, we're going to cut McCoy. He's already getting older, blah, 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 blah. I said it could be possible that it happens. I doubt it, but it's something that's possible. I can understand why you write an article to let fans know that it's possible for this to happen. I can understand that. But to write articles like it's a done deal or like it already happened, or to make a tweet like, oh, we heard that it happened already, like it's confirmed, we're letting go of Gerald McCoy. I'm gonna blast your ass if you do that and you're wrong. And that's why I had to blast some of these people on Twitter. because they're wrong about shit. They're wrong about shit. Bear with me real quick. I gotta make an order, and I gotta look at my text message real quick to see what baby mama wanted me to order for her. Hold on real quick. Well, never mind. Well, when the guy comes to my door, then. Anyways, so I had to put those guys on blast, bro, because I'm tired of these people talking about my Bucks. And what they did, and like I said, this is what they do. They hear what's possible, and then they write what they want. And then they have other beat writers write the same thing. So now you have like 3-4 people writing the same thing. So now people are like, oh, this is probably going to happen. He wrote about it. He wrote about it. He wrote about it. This is a serious thing because this is probably going to happen. And then all of a sudden now fans are either happy because they usually write about someone that they want off the team. And it's usually a black person. It's usually a black person. Don't you think it's funny? Don't you think it's funny how no one says nothing about Cameron Brate? No one says nothing about. You might hear an article about we might trade him or blah 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 blah. But you never really get anything like, oh, we want him to be traded or we should. The Bucks should do it. It's always like, oh, it might happen. The way you're supposed to write articles. It might happen, the way the league is going, and since we have OJ, we can see that happening. But it's never like, oh, we want that to happen, or man, the Bucks are be smart if they trade Cameron Brate and get some draft picks for it. You never see nothing like that. Hold on real quick. If she don't like it, then we'll give her something else. Yeah, pink lemonade.
Okay.
And man, I really feel like a fat person right now. Let me get. You know what? Just throw me just one more double with grilled onions.
Okay.
No tomatoes. Mm-hmm. Not the meal, just the burger.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's 2. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I have a hamburger, grilled onion, cheeseburger plain, 2 double with grilled onion, no tomato, a fry, 2 animal fries with 7-Up, Coke, and pink lemonade.
Sounds perfect.
And this is all to go?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. 29.23 at that first one.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, I forgot what we were talking about. But yeah, I had to let them. That's what I was talking about. That's what they do, man. They. It's funny how Cameron Brate. It's kind of like when they write about Cameron Brate or white people. It's like this could happen, but when they write about Quan Alexander or when they write about Gerald McCoy, they write like this is what the Bucks should do. It's different narrative. Another one, Adam Humphries. The smart play on Adam Humphries, we really don't need Adam Humphries. We don't. The guy's nice. I love Adam Humphries, but we don't need him. We don't need to be paying $10 million for a guy that's in the slot. If OJ didn't get hurt, and Deshaun played all his games, Adam Humphries would not be 1, not be 2, not be 3, not be 4. Adam Humphries would be number 5. In yards and receptions. Number 5. You're going to pay someone $10 million to be the number 5 receiver? Not wide receiver, just number 5 receiver? That's not even saying Cameron Brate. Cameron Brate would have more receptions and more receiving yards and definitely more touchdowns than Adam Humphries. But you're going to pay Adam Humphries $10 million? No, it's not a smart football move. So the best thing to do is to let him go wherever he's going to go. He's going to go somewhere else and get paid. We know that. But you don't see articles about that. You don't see articles about Adam Humphries. You saw one article, Adam Humphries is probably going to get let go. And it was a sad article. Like, the Bucks are probably going to lose Adam Humphries. That's it. Not they should do this or they should do that. The Adam Humphries is probably going to get lost. Like, but if it's a black person, oh, the Bucks should do this. Oh, the Bucks are smart if they do this. Like, come on, man. Let's see. Mazeman says, from them to keep McCoy, they must have some plans for him. Known how they want to utilize him. It's McCoy, bro. Like, the dude still got one of the best get-offs in NFL. Like, it's McCoy. It's like saying I can't use a defensive. McCoy can play anything, bro. He can play anything. He's going to disrupt anything. Any scheme you put him in, he's going to be disruptive. Like, of course you can use him. I don't see Quan being a money chaser. If Bucks make good offer, he will stay. That's because he's homegrown players that have groomed and not someone picked up from another team. Not only that, but this is truly a family. This is truly a family. I said this earlier today. It's funny that I made the video today in the morning and then this happens. But I made this video today. Like, it's that locker room is super close, bro. That locker room is super close. No one's gonna sit there and be like, "Oh, you're okay with being greedy." Nah, I'm gonna do what I need. I'm not gonna be greedy about it. I'm gonna get because I don't want to leave my brothers, because they're all brothers, bro. This is the same reason why I think it's time when it's time to do Jameis's deal. I truly believe that Jameis is going to ask for a reasonable contract, because one, Jameis wants to win. He's gonna want to do what Brady did, which is get a low contract and be able to continue to make his team better. That's what I see with Jameis. Like, I don't see Jameis being. I mean, there is a part of me that could see Jameis being like, I want to get paid. But I really don't. He loves the game way too much. I think he loves the game way too much to want to get paid and don't care who pays him. I just want to get paid. Nah, he's gonna want to stay with the Bucks. He's gonna want to stay with his brothers, and he's gonna want to have a contract that's gonna help the team.
How's it going?
Good.
I got the hamburger grilled onion. I got a cheeseburger plain. 2 doubles, no tomato with grilled onions. Got 3 fries, 2 of those random style. And 7-Up Coke and lemonade.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be $29.23, please.
See what else. Same thing with Humphries. You don't hear how the Bucks should get rid of him and get.
You have a good one.
Thank you. You too. Exactly, amazement. Exactly what I was saying. You don't hear stuff like that about Humphries. Cheaper price. We don't hear that same rate. They write it could happen with Hump. Exactly. My point. So I'm not the only one that sees it. You know. I'm not the only one that sees it. I'm good.
Ketchup?
Nah, but can I get a whole bunch of Thousand Island?
Yeah.
Please. I got so many bags of food in here. Actually, we could cut both Jackson and Humphries and get another lethal wide receiver 3. That's what I think we're gonna do. I don't think we're gonna cut Deshaun Jackson. I think we trade Deshaun Jackson. I mean, it will only be smart. There's no need to cut Deshaun, just flat out cut Deshaun Jackson. We might as well trade just Deshaun Jackson. And I say that for 2 reasons. One, I think it's smarter to trade him and get the draft pick for him. And 2, I think Bruce Arians really does want to try to work it out with Deshaun Jackson. And I think what happens is he's going to try to work it out with Deshaun Jackson. And I think once Bruce Arians finds out what kind of guy Deshaun Jackson is, I think then that's when they're like, okay, let's just trade this guy. That's what I think happens. But if we cut him, honestly, I really don't want Deshaun Jackson on this team, to be honest. I really don't. So if we cut him, I'd be like, whatever. Like I said, I'd rather trade him because then we get something for him, you know? But yeah, it's just funny, man. It is funny. And then I had so many people replying to me on my Twitter talking about, oh, why are you mad at him? Or not mad at him, but he wasn't saying this, he wasn't saying that, and then I just hit him with the screenshot of his tweet talking about it's been heard that Gerald McCoy is gone or something like that, whatever he tweeted, saying basically Gerald McCoy's on the move, like he's left. And Gerald McCoy's tweet is underneath that says, you don't know what you're talking about, stop with this nonsense or whatever. Like, Gerald was mad about it. Bruce is no nonsense, he'll give him a chance, but he would rid of him if not on board or plays half-assed. This is a new regime. Exactly. Ooh, a lot of two animal style fries. What is this? Ooh, the burgers. Okay, thank you so much. Oh yeah, baby. Get on the burgers, baby. Oh my god. There is nothing better than an In-N-Out burger, bro. Hold on, let me just show you this. That's just a regular burger. Hold on. Show y'all what this thing of beauty looks like. This is what a thing of beauty looks like. The grilled onions with the cheese. Look at the cheese, the lettuce, and then look at. Let's see if we can get close to the Thousand Island. Look at the Thousand Island. Look at that Thousand Island. See in the very bottom, now that's grilled onions, but look at that. That's Thousand Island right there. Oh, y'all don't know. Y'all do not know. If you never had In-N-Out, I'm telling you right now. If you've never had In-N-Out in your life, because I know there's people on the East Coast that don't know what In-N-Out is or never had it. And then look at the packets. Look at the In-N-Out packets. This is Thousand Island. Look at this. There's a reason why when you ask for Thousand Island, there's a reason. There's a reason. When you ask for Thousand Island, there's a reason why they throw a shitload in your bag, because that Thousand Island is legit. That Thousand Island is on hit. The way that I've described In-N-Out, and I will always describe In-N-Out, is the best way to describe it. In-N-Out burgers is like SpongeBob's Krabby Patties with Ed's secret sauce. Y'all know who Ed is? Ed from Welcome to Good Burger, home of the good burgers. Can I take your order? Remember Ed's secret sauce in the movie? That's what that Thousand Island is. That's Ed's secret sauce. So it's like putting Ed's secret sauce on SpongeBob's Krabby Patty. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong, bro. Some of the best burger. And the thing is, it's that meat and the fries. The fries are cut right in front of you. Freshly cut fries. The hamburger meat is so good. Pure beef. Oh. Ain't nothing like In-N-Out, man. Ain't nothing like In-N-Out. In-N-Out's the shit. Anyways, let's get back to what we're talking about, man. The man says you don't get down. You about to get down. Yeah, I'm about to get down. Yeah. Facts with that burger. I'm about to get down when I get home. Mazement says, if you take a step back and look, this division is winnable for Bucks if they want it. Besides Saints, who we split with, we can bounce back with the quickness. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, the Panthers defense has always been their backbone. That defense has been getting worse. Not only has that defense been getting worse, if you ask Panther fans, but that whole team itself, their veterans, Greg Olsen, gone. Thomas Davis, gone. Like, their veterans are done. I think their center or one of their O-line is getting depleted. Like, their veterans are leaving. All their veterans are gone. So, important pieces of theirs are gone. They still got Cam Newton, right? So, they're not going to be a threat offensively. Now we just got to watch out for Christian McCaffrey, which they were on they were 6-2. I don't think they got more than 7. We already know there's problems over there. There's problems over there. Is being ripped apart. Like Poole. Now Poole's gone. They got to start worrying about contracts. Funny because the Falcons got all these pieces on defense. All these pieces that they hyped up, which I already said, like, they're all garbage. None of them hard. Which, that's it. Like, he don't cover good. Like, Keanu Neal has never been a factor in the game, right? The only time you see Keanu Neal as a factor in the game is when he does a hard hit. Sorry. Trufant is decent. He doesn't suck, but he's not, like, a game changer. He's not great. So let him keep Trufant. Pay him. Everybody else is pretty much garbage. The only one the only other player on that defense that I like is Tariq or whatever his name is. I can't think of his name. I think it's Tariq or something like that. The defensive end that they drafted from UCLA. He's the only other guy that I'm like, okay, he's decent. He could be something good. So their biggest piece is Grady Jarrett, and they don't even know if they're going to pay Grady Jarrett. And it's like all these other pieces is, okay, either you're going to lose them, which, to be honest, I kind of wish they wouldn't lose them, or they got to pay them. They got to pay them what they acting like they are. You know what I'm saying? All this, Vic Beasley is this, Vic Beasley is that, Deion Jones is this, Deion Jones is that. Okay, well, you got to pay them like you think they are. You think they're all that? You think Deion Jones is the best middle linebacker or one of the best middle linebackers? Then you got to pay him like he's one of the best middle linebackers. And he ain't. So if you guys pay him, y'all stupid. And if you don't pay him, then your defense just got worse. Like, it don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, that team is falling apart their damn selves. The only thing they have is what they've had for years and years and years, which is Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. That's all they've ever had. Sanu, they don't know if they're going to pay Sanu. Sanu was a pain in the ass. You know what I'm saying? Them losing Sanu will be a big deal. Calvin Ridley's going to be a problem, but I think because of Calvin Ridley, that's why they're not going to have Sanu. So now that they don't have Calvin Ridley, or I don't know if they don't or not. I'm not going to say I know this because I don't know their team like that, but it's looking like they're not going to pay Sanu. I had a couple of Falcon fans already tell me that, like, they're not going to pay Sanu. So, oh shit. I just turned somewhere that I wasn't supposed to turn. What street is this? Home Depot. Can I go that way? So anyways, what was I saying? So if they don't pay Sanu and they don't keep Sanu, then that's good for us. Now we just got to worry about Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. That's perfect. That's perfect. We let them have Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're used to two people, right? Their offense has always been the same. It's that defense. So that they're staying exactly where they've been the whole last, like, 2 years. It's not a problem. The only ones is the Saints. And the Saints, we just waiting for Drew Brees to get hurt. We just waiting for Drew Brees to not return. We just waiting for Drew Brees to find out. I don't want to go fast, but I'm gonna have to. We're just waiting for Drew Brees to find out, can I? I don't think I can. I'm gonna have to go this way. We're just waiting for Drew Brees. There's a lot of construction over here. We're just waiting for Drew Brees to retire, and they're done. But besides that, forget even Drew Brees retiring. What about their offense? Once again, another team that I'm waiting for. They are so in love with their corners. They're in love with their D-line. They're in love with their safeties. Guess what? 2 years, you got to start paying those guys. And this is why I've always said the Bucs have a bright future. Because look at these people. Jason Light has been preparing to sign Quan and Ali Marpet and all these people that we have to worry about paying. The whole time that we've been getting free agents and stuff and drafts, we've been preparing and getting contracts, preparing ourselves so we can sign these people. You get what I'm saying? And the Saints got to sign all those people. Once they sign all their defense, not only that, but look at what they've been doing the last couple weeks in the NFL. It looked like the NFL caught on to all these little schemes that are using their running backs, like the Rams, the Saints, all these little teams that have been using their running backs for mismatches and stuff like that. It looks like the NFL already has come back with a reply, and all those high-powered offenses have been struggling the last weeks. The Rams scored 0 in the Super Bowl. The Saints were struggling against the Cowboys. They struggled against the Panthers. They just kept struggling every week after that. Like, it looks like the NFL has already gotten that. So now you gotta sign all these defense, and your offense is not gonna be as explosive. Now, I'm not saying next year they're not gonna be explosive, but I'm saying it looked like the ending of last year. It looked like the Saints might start having problems offensively. So we'll see what happens there. But definitely the Saints are the only ones, but I definitely see that there is a door opening for the Bucs because we're signing all of our young players. We're going to have our core, the core of our squad is going to be signed. And We're gonna have years and years and years of it. And Jameis is only 25 years old, my dude. 25 years old. That means Jameis can play for 14 years. And he'll be 39. 14 years, bro. 14 years and he'll be 39, bro. Like, we're gonna have, man, if we get a window, this is the scary part for everybody in the NFC South. If we get a window, meaning we're becoming a playoff contender, and now our team has a roster where we're a playoff contender, it's like, okay, they know what they're doing, we know how to win, all that stuff, and we're a playoff contender type team. Our window is gonna be for so long. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna, and that's what Bucs fans should be. Why is there so much traffic, bro? This is ridiculous. Now I'm in little neighborhoods and there's traffic everywhere. Anyways, it's gonna be ridiculous. It's gonna be ridiculous. Oh, I had to fart. Sorry. If you take a step back, I looked at the. Nice wish they bring that in out of Tampa. Yeah, but on so many games, close games, it's not crazy to think that way. Yeah, coach's chance will bring a new state of mind. This team have more of an attitude on an edge. Falcons running back are suspect too. This puts more pressure on Ryan. NFC South quarterback Breeze and Ryan are in the 30s, and Cam is almost 30. I don't even care about Cam. I want them to keep Cam. As long as they have Cam, their offense will never be dangerous. As long as they keep Cam, their offense will be a nuisance, but it will never be a threat. Their Cam Newton, because they have Cam, Carolina's Panthers offense will never be a problem. It will never be a time where you're like, we got to worry about that defense and we got to worry about that offense. It will never be that because of Cam Newton. There will always be gimmicky type of offense. And even though that offense, that gimmicky type of offense, because you have Cam, you'll always have a gimmicky type of offense. That'll be good for you during the season. It'll give you W's. It might win you a NFC South title because you can win during the season. But that that offense, that gimmicky offense will always show up and be a problem in the playoffs. Because the gimmicky offenses can win you a lot of games when you're playing against a whole bunch of teams that are like in the beginning that the defense doesn't know what they're doing, or the defense is trying to gel together, or the defense just isn't good. Plain and simple. They're going to win you games, like a lot of games like that. But when you get in the playoffs, you got a whole bunch of defenses that, one, have a lot of game tape of whatever gimmicky crap you've been doing all season. Two, playing against defenses that are not, well, I won't say that are not bad, because there might be some defenses that are bad because the offense is that good. I'm not saying there is now, I'm just saying at the time. But you won't be playing defenses that are trying to gel together and trying to get it together. By the time you hit the playoffs, you're playing teams that most likely the defense is going to be good, but now you're playing teams that's been together for the whole season, already gelling, already know their weakness, and already know what other teams have been doing to take advantage of their weakness. So those gimmicky offenses struggle in playoffs because of that. So that's why I'm not worried about it. Now, I'm here, and I'm not about to stay on here because I'm about to grub. I'm about to go inside and grub. So let me read the rest of this real quick and we out of here. Saints are nearly in cap hell. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Saints are in cap. They can't even afford to keep all them people. Anyways, I think the Saints may have lost their chance at a Super Bowl twice in a row. That window closes quickly. Facts. How the fuck they caught on to our scheme and figured us out, and we made all the way to the playoffs, and one game away from the Super Bowl. Get the fuck out of here. Because they didn't figure out to the end. Look at your games against the Cowboys. Look at you after the Cowboy game. Look at the game against the Cowboys. Look at the game against us. After all that, go look at what you were doing in the NFL. That's how you know. Watching Drew, you notice how they don't throw deep anymore. Neither Breeze' arm isn't the same. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if exactly if it's Breeze' arm. They definitely don't throw it down the field anymore like they used to. But I'm not 100% sure it's because of Breeze' arm. That's because good teams and playoff teams know how to expose a weakness. It happens in the NFL and NBA too. Yeah, the man. We will be good now. NFC South better watch out. I hope so. Like I said earlier, if Bruce Arians can't get us right, we're cursed. Shaman RTP, man. I appreciate you guys being on here. And